Hey everyone. In this video, I want to share with you my interview experience with Amazon for the AWS Network Development Engineer role. If any of you are planning or already applied for this role, you are in the right place because there were a few things that you must know before interviewing. Let's get started. The whole process started with my application to the NDE role through LinkedIn. Within a week or two, I got request for a phone session and was given a few documentation for my preparation. If any of you are pending the phone interview, you would know what I'm talking about. There were two parts of the docs. One is for the Amazon leadership principle, which I have included the link to the description session, so check it out. The other one is for the role-related technical preparation tips, including getting to know more about the role you apply for and brushing up the fundamentals such as BGP, OSPF, MPLS, Layer 2, and any others protocol related. The phone round is expected to be around 45 to 60 minutes call. So if you went over that, it's usually a good sign. But if you don't, then don't take it as a red flag either. Speak from my own experience. It was an enjoyable conversation. The engineer on the call were very friendly and respectful to me. A certain technical area, we did find common language and consensus. Essentially, the topic we discussed or the in-depth questions we had was based off my past role and the day-to-day work. For instance, my role was in network designing and architecting. Then my discussions was really deep dive into those areas, such as data center topology architecture, how to scale network, major routing protocols such as TCP/IP, BGP, OSPF, MPLS, and so on. So the point here is that they're not only measuring how much you claim you know on your resume, but also gauging if you could make a wise use of technology at the right place. So this really comes down with the experience you gain from your practices. Also, they really want to gauge you from different aspects to see if you have any leadership attributes by asking questions such as, explain to me that any significant project that you did and deliver even though it seems impossible for you at the time. The point here is that they want to judge if you are a solution or customer focused person who can deliver and walk through difficulty on your own, because they believe that that is an attribute a competent leader should have. To answer this kind of a question properly, you do need to prepare with some stories beforehand and practice with the STAR method, which I'm going to cover more in the later part of this video. Few days after finishing the phone interview, I got called back and was told to come on site for the remaining parts of the interview. Here are some fun facts. If you are not located in the same city where you will commit your role, they will fly you in and cover all the expenses, including food, transportation, and accommodation. Whatever your case might be, don't rush flying in and interview on the same day. Make sure you get plenty of sleep beforehand, especially you have trouble dealing with jet lag. For the on-site interview itself, it is a full day session that can last up to 6 hours long, including the lunch session. You will be meeting with different people from different teams as well as your teammates and manager. For the first round of the interview, I met with a solution architect. So this round is purely behavioral related, and all questions are about how you align your past experience with Amazon leadership principles. So I can't stress enough here to tell you that you need to prepare some stories before you come to the interview because they do ask a lot whenever they can. For the second round of the interview, I met with two future teammates within the same team. The conversations was very technical, focusing on knowing me in person as well as gauging my in-depth knowledge based on my past work experience. The format is quite similar to the phone interview. In addition to that, they threw in some questions around network automation. So if you don't know how to prepare for the coding related questions, I suggest you to take a look at one of my previous video. The third round of interview that I had before the lunch break was meeting with my hiring manager. The topic we cover mainly on the behavioral kind of questions, but with some twists. It emphasizes on how to getting around the relationship with peers and the actual work in the network operation, and also some topics on leadership, craftsmanship, and work excellence. Going into the fourth round, which is network troubleshooting round, I met with engineers from different teams, was given different problem cases or scenarios, and asked to work around that, and followed by some in-depth questions based on my answers. A favorite questions they ask a lot to begin any conversation is that what is the life of a packet once you hit enter on your URL bar of your browser? Final round. This is the most challenging one among all, in my opinion, which is the network design round. Open questions, no right or wrong. Due to NDA, I'm not going to disclose too much here, but what I can tell instead is with a given constraint, I was told to design a Amazon scale-like data center network that could meet all the expectation and requirements. So I was given a moment to brainstorm, but then I did ask a lot follow-up questions to level down the scope, and also by myself sometimes on organizing my thoughts. My suggestion would be think it out loud and let the interviewer know what you are thinking and get them involved in your thought process because they want to help you through and will drop hints here and there whenever they see a chance. Also, everything's was done on a whiteboard, so if you are foreign to it, I suggest you to do some practice at home. Okay, that's pretty much about it for my experience. Within 2 weeks also of wait time after the on-site interview, I finally got my offer, but due to some personal reason, I did not accept the job. As for any of you who are planning to apply or pending for the interviews, here are some tips based on my experience. For the behavioral part, the Amazon leadership principle, this is not trivial, so please treat it with care. Come up with some stories and practice it with a STAR method, which is what situation you were in, what task you were assigned, what action you took, and the result. And also, check out Glassdoor on what question asked, and it will definitely help you to prepare your stories. For domain knowledge, tip number 1, know more about the role you apply for. Then you will have an idea roughly on what you will be dealing with daily. For instance, as for NDE, you will be working on the production network. Then you must be very confident on BGP, OSPF, TCP/IP, and related protocol. Brush up your fundamental and be able to go deep enough to articulate well, such as if you could explain the whole TCP/IP congestion control mechanism well, then you are in a good place. Tip number 2, be very careful with what you put down on your resume. Don't exaggerate. Don't exaggerate to impress. Otherwise, you will end up in a very difficult situation when the interviewer selectively go deep into those topics. For instance, segment routing or MPLS TE topics. They can really tell immediately you are lying based on your past experience. They love to attack your witness. Tip number 3, be confident and be yourself. You don't want to lose half of the battle before even going in. At the end of the day, regardless of the result, you are not going to lose anything. It will be a very good experience for you after all. So don't worry too much and just enjoy it. Okay guys, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully I do give clarity on the entire interview process as well as the preparation. If you do have any questions, please leave it to the comment section and I get back to you. I'll see you on the next one.